Google steps up and steps back from DoD contracts. Microsoft sinks sustainable ocean data center prototype. GitHub Microsoft acquisition causes uproar. And Qumulo receives $93 million in funding for hybrid storage development. These stories and more are coming up on this week's Lifter Cloud Roundup, Friday, June 8th. Welcome to another edition of the Cloud Roundup on lifternews.com. I'm Corey Bowling. Shaylee will be back next week. In the meantime, let's take a look at some interesting changes in the cloud this week and how they impacted the Lifter Index. Google continues to make headlines this week as it announced internally that it will not be renewing its contract with Project Maven. The project is a Defense Department program that uses artificial intelligence to analyze drone footage and has been a hotly contested topic amongst Google supporters, detractors, and employees. An email went out last week in response to the 4,000 Google employees who signed a petition asking Google to end its agreement with the Department of Defense. The email went on to say that it wouldn't be pursuing, quote, similar DoD contracts, which has led many to speculate that it will pull out of the race for the Pentagon's big-ticket project, JEDI. Google signed the Maven agreement last fall and was awarded only a portion of the contract's fulfillment at that time. Sentiment over the withdrawal is split. Some point out that Google was already unlikely to win the JEDI contract and that the action is consistent with Google's tradition of social responsibility. Others criticize the company as, quote, bowing under pressure, and some declare the move unpatriotic. Google's Lifter sentiment score did fall sharply over the beginning of the week, but has already begun to bounce back. Microsoft dropped a 27.6 petabyte self-sustaining data center prototype in the ocean off the coast of Scotland this week, in the second stage of Project Maven. The previous phase, dropped off the coast of California in 2015, remained under the waves for 3 months before it was surfaced and analyzed. This phase is designed to run completely without human maintenance for 5 years, making it the longest self-contained data center design created to date. The unit submerged is around 12 meters long and almost 3 meters wide and can hold the data equivalent of around 5 million full-length feature films. It gets its power from a wind farm on Orkney Island via cable, but Microsoft has plans to involve the project with experimental ocean turbines that would make it entirely self-sufficient. While data computing isn't exactly in high demand with the fish Project Maven shares proximity with, it is an excellent proof of concept for mobile, sustainable, on-demand data centers. The use cases for that technology are nearly limitless, but it could be deployed in major population centers for temporary event usage as well as in the event of a natural disaster. Developers are outraged after Microsoft announced plans to purchase development platform GitHub. The Octocat mascot for GitHub has represented a community of development professionals and hobbyists for the Git version control system for years, and it's nearly synonymous with the idea of open source, which is what has many developers concerned about Microsoft's interest. Git is a system that allows developers to record and share the newest version of software, allowing users to see a history of changes and keep up to date on the latest new ideas. There are many version control systems, but Git is one of the most popular and is largely considered the best. And GitHub is where the community of individuals who use Git congregate, turning the command line system into a full user platform and archive. The acquisition complements Microsoft's recent strategy of making its software largely open sourced, a big move from the licensed software empire that the company was built upon. Some speculate that this could be an important development for Azure, as well as collaborative innovations such as making installments at GitHub cheaper or quicker to move to Azure Cloud. Data storage company Qumulo received $93 million in Series D funding, mostly in support of its Qumulo File Fabric technology. The new innovation is designed to allow companies to scale billions of files much more cheaply than the equivalent data storage devices would cost. Scalability is a common and costly issue, and there are plenty of investors eager to see if Qumulo might be the solution to those issues. The company also offers a version of their software native to AWS, as cloud customers have been a large focus for Qumulo over the course of the last year. The File Fabric technology makes it easy for companies to format cloud and hybrid infrastructure models, allowing users to segment workloads across on-premises and cloud systems. Versions compatible with Azure and Google Cloud are likely in the works, though CEO Bill Richter did not confirm a timeline for those releases. With customers like DreamWorks Studios, Johns Hopkins University, and Sinclair Oil, the company is off to a great start. With the Series D investment, the company's total investment input is around $230 million. That is enough that they now get to choose if they ever raise money again or if they decide to go in a more independent direction. Regardless of what they choose, Qumulo's File Fabric could be a huge step for hybrid and multi-cloud strategies going into the future. That's a wrap for this week's roundup on lifternews.com. Has your business made major strides using cloud? We want to hear from you. Email us at ideas@lifternews.com.